Hello, teachers and parents, and welcome to Math Help with Miss McCarthy. I'm super excited that you all are here. Now, just so you know, these episodes are actually powered by you. That's right, parents. I know that your kids come home with math homework sometimes, and you're like, what? And teachers, I know that as you're planning, you'll come across math problems that make you think like, how am I going to guide my students through this? That's exactly why I've created Math Help with Miss McCarthy. If you have a math question that's got you stumped, go to McCarthyMathAcademy.com/mathhelp. And if your question is selected to be in an episode, you'll also receive complimentary access to the gold plan of the Taking on the Best membership. We're about to dive into today's problem, but before we do, I do want to let you know that you definitely want to stick around till the end, because as you're watching, you might be thinking, wow, I wish that there was a place that I could go to that had tons of video lessons and tons of printables that would just make my life easier to help my kid or my students to better understand. Well, you're definitely going to want to stick around because I will walk you through the members area. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to today's problem and let me teach you. Today's 5th grade problem comes from Carlos. Carlos, you live in Gainesville, Florida. Thank you so much for submitting this question today. And Carlos is already rocking with his complimentary 7-day access to the gold plan. Thank you, Carlos, for submitting your question. When Carlos submitted this question, he mentioned that his son was actually working with subtracting and adding fractions with unlike denominators. The biggest thing that 5th graders need to know when they are subtracting fractions or adding fractions is that when we add or subtract, our denoms must match. When I say this, denoms is short for denominators. Right now we have a denominator of 3 and 8. These denominators do not match. So first things first, we need to make sure that they match. How do we find that? By finding the common denominator, or the least common denominator will actually help us out quicker. So we do that by taking the two denominators, 3 and 8, and we simply count by those amounts. We find the multiples of those denominators until we get a match. So if I count by 3s, that would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Sorry, 24 is going off my board right there. And then counting with the 8s, party rocking with the 8s for sure. 8, 16, 24. We have a match. By the way, the song that I'm singing to count by 3s and to count by 8s, it comes from the multiplication mashup, my music video on YouTube that's helping millions of students to master their multiplication facts. And as you can see, we're using multiplication right here. It never goes away. We use it all the time. Okay, so now that we have a match, we need to rewrite. So we're going to rewrite our fractions, this time including our denominator of 24. Now we're changing the denominator, but our fractions are still going to be equivalent to their original value. In their first fraction, 2/3, to get from 3 to 24, we had to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 times 8, same on the bottom, same on the top in the numerator. So 2 times 8, that's 16. So 2/3 is equivalent or equal to 16/24. Same thing with the next fraction. To get from 8 to 24, we had to count by 1, 2, 3. 8 times 3 equals 24. Same in the denominator, same in the numerator. 1 times 3, that's 3. So 1/8 is equivalent or equal to 3/24. Now that our denominators match, we can subtract. 16/24 minus 3/24. Our denominator is actually going to stay the same here. I want you to imagine like if we had 2/4 and I took 1/4 away, 1/4 would be left, right? That's why we want our denominators to match, because that's going to be what our denominator is in our difference. And we need to subtract the numerators. So 16 minus 3, that is 13. So 13/24 is the answer. When I'm teaching 5th graders, I always encourage them to try to simplify or reduce the fraction. But right here, this 13 is a prime number. That means that the only factors are 1 and itself, so it can't really be divided by anything else. So our answer is in simplest form. Now you might be thinking, this was very helpful and my 5th grader could definitely benefit from this, but I would also love more video lessons so they can get more practice. Well, guess what? If you go to one of the websites above, if you're a teacher, go to the one that says /teacher. If you're a parent, go to the one that says /family. Either of those websites will help you with your next steps into the membership areas that I have available, where you will have access to tons of video lessons for every grade level math benchmark in Florida. And I'm about to show you inside the teacher's membership so you can see some additional video lessons that will help. But before we do that, I just wanted to thank you all for watching this video. If you're finding value in it and you're looking for a way to say thank you, the best thing that you can do is simply to like this video. If you wanted to take a step further, you can subscribe, you can share these videos, all of which let YouTube and me know that you enjoy this content, and it allows me to continue to bring this free content to you and everybody else. So thank you so much for doing that. All right, let's check out the members area. Okay, so once you've gone to one of the websites above and you've learned more and you've signed up for your membership, you will go to the Members Enter Here tab and click on the plan that you signed up for. So I'm going to go into the one for teachers. This was a 5th grade benchmark. So I'll click that, and this is a fraction strand. So I'm going to click that. And now I'm looking for, there we go, add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators, which will open up for teachers. This will open up to the bronze level of resources. And parents, if you're wondering, the family edition is very similar to the bronze plan for teachers. The only difference is your membership, the family membership, is organized by units, while the teacher membership is organized by benchmark. It just makes it a little bit easier for teachers to navigate to find exactly what they need. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 video lessons and printable guides. I'm going to go to this one right here because this is what we did. We had to subtract fractions where we had to rewrite both fractions. Some of these videos even include pictures that walk you through it too, so you can see what's truly happening when we're adding and subtracting fractions. But we still have the same thing where we found the matching denominators and how we got there, and then keeping your denominator the same and subtracting your numerators. So this would be a great next step for you, everything there. Now teachers, we are like barely even breaking the ice for your membership. There's also the silver tier and the gold tier, which gives you access to even more resources. But I just wanted to point you in the right direction to show you, hey, over here at McCarthyMathAcademy.com, the Taking on the Best plans, that this is a great next step for you to take, where you have access to explanations to help make math make sense. All right, Carlos, thank you again for sending in your question, and everybody else, I look forward to seeing your questions in the future. You can do that by going to McCarthyMathAcademy.com/mathhelp, and make sure that you include the correct email address, because if your question is chosen in an upcoming episode, you'll get 7 days of free access to the gold plan or the family membership if you're a parent. And that's it for this one, y'all. I look forward to seeing you in an episode real soon. See you then.